everyone, so I wanted to make another video. I just made one that was almost identical to this one. The difference here is that we are given 2 points and asked to put an equation into point-slope form. Okay, so I mentioned in my last video that on an exam you have to know what is meant by point-slope form. Okay, so the equation here for point-slope form is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And again, this is something that you are going to need to commit to memory. It's not something that will be given to you on the exam. Okay, so remember, like point-slope form, right? Like slope-intercept form, point-slope form also contains the slope, okay? So just like I did in my other video, okay, if you're keeping track of like the steps that you need to follow, okay, your first step is still to find the slope, okay? And again, unfortunately, another equation that you're going to need to know for the test is the slope equation here, okay? So I'm going to go through and assign point 1 and point 2. Again, it's arbitrary. It does not matter. So I'm going to call -2, -4. That's going to be my x1, y1. And 1, 5 is going to be my x2, y2. That looks like a 4, y2. Okay. Okay. So, right, we have y2. That's 5. Minus y1. That's -4. Make sure that you watch your negative signs, right? And I always use parentheses when I have 2 negatives adjacent to each other. Okay, so remember, anytime you have minus a negative, those become positive. Okay, so let's see what we got here. It looks to me like we have 9/3, and that reduces to 3. Okay, sometimes people get uncomfortable talking about the slope when it's a whole number. So if you want to, you can express this as 3/1, but you certainly don't have to. And most of the time in like textbooks and stuff, they will not write 3/1. We'll just write 3, just because it's simpler. Okay, so now we can, if we go back and look at our original equation, right? Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, right? That's our goal, okay? So this time, just to save space here a little bit, okay, I'm going to superimpose this 3 there. I erased the m, right, and I wrote the 3. Okay, so we're halfway there, right? We found the slope, okay? Now we need to substitute any point that was given, okay? So you can see here, right, 2 different points were given. So you might say to yourself, well, gee golly, that means that there's at least 2 different answers, and you're right. You're absolutely right, okay? So I'll try to do this with both points just so that you can see, okay, that there's going to be multiple possible solutions, okay? So, let's see, what's the best way to do this? All right, I'll rewrite y minus y1 equals 3 times x minus x1, okay? And let's use blue, okay? So this time I'm going to substitute in the point -2, -4, okay? So wherever I see x1, right, that's going to be -2, okay, and -4 is y1, okay. So let's use that blue color. Okay, so we have y minus -4, okay, is equal to 3 times x minus, there we go, -2. Okay, so the last step is what I refer to as sort of like the cleanup phase. right? Again, the minus and negative can become plus a positive, okay? It's just more elegant and simplified if we rewrite this as y plus 4 is equal 3 times the quantity x plus 2. Okay, so again, my last step is my cleanup phase where I just kind of resolve any sign issues. Okay, so let's say I'm gonna copy this here, because as you can see, once again, I ran out of room on this slide. Okay, so let's say we use the other point, right, which is 1, 5. Okay, so I'm gonna put that right here. Okay, and this time I'm gonna use the point 1, 5. Okay, so that means that x1 is 1 and y1 is 5, right? So this is going to be a 1, it's going to be a 5 here. Okay, I'm sorry, this should be an equal sign. That's totally a typo, or a right-o, however you want to say that. Okay, so I have y minus 5 is equal to 3 times the quantity of x minus 1. Okay, so y minus 5 equals 3 times the quantity, oops, sorry, that's messed up. There we go. 3 times the quantity x minus 1. Okay. So that's your answer. So let's go back to this other page here. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, so I'm going to copy this thing here. Okay, so unlike slope-intercept form, right, we actually have, as you can see, right, we have two different solutions, right? Because, right, there are two different points, okay? And technically, you could argue, right, linear equations have infinite number of points, so there are infinite number of ways that you could correctly express the equation of a line in point-slope form, okay? So, I'm not sure exactly how the online homework deals with that or addresses that issue, but I did want to let you know that's absolutely true, okay? So the way I write my exam, I make sure that there's only one right answer on the test, okay? But again, in this problem, if you are given 2 points and asked to put those 2 points, find the equation in point-slope form, right, there's going to be more than one right answer, and that's just the truth. Again, if it's point-slope form and not slope-intercept form. All right, guys, hopefully this video helped. I'll be posting more soon. Thanks.